As of today, Disney stock has tumbled nearly 50% as audiences turn away. This is kind of a shocking statement. I mean, it's kind of a shocking article to a certain extent, especially to those who have not watched Disney as of recently, would be very shocked at the idea that Disney has lost so much money over this last year. But if you watch their product, you would know why. They have misused Marvel. They have misused Disney Star Wars. They have misused Pixar in a lot of different ways. And this article goes on to really just tell the story of what is going wrong with Walt Disney and how maybe they could fix it to a certain extent. I don't think they'll ever get back a lot of viewers. I really don't. You know, I just got done watching the last episode of Obi-Wan, and I just wasn't really that impressed by how they've led this story, how they've just treated fans. And then, you know, watched Lightyear a few days ago. That was kind of I won't say it was the worst Pixar film I've ever seen, but it really wasn't interesting. It didn't bring anything new to the table. And that's sad because, you know, when you expect Pixar or you expect, you know, Star Wars, you expect pretty high quality stuff. And that's unfortunately not what we've got. And that's not even discussing, you know, things like Miss Marvel and Hawkeye and other shows like that that's been Marvel related that have really just, I feel like, dropped the ball when it come to products being as high as what they should from, you know, from companies and you know, like Marvel and, you know, of course Lucasfilm as to the quality of those content that they put out. And unfortunately, that content has been piss poor as of late. Let's go ahead and let's read this article. I like this very first thing. Get woke, go broke. And that's kind of the truth in a lot of ways when it's come to this. And it's not that people are necessarily tuning away as much as the quality. I mean, that's the bad part about it. You know, you can disagree with certain things in a movie or series or, you know, franchise or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's the quality that has really been hurting. And I feel like not enough people really want to talk about that. It don't look as good. It don't feel as good. It's not that I disagree with it. It's just that I just don't think it's as good as what we're used to seeing before. But let's go ahead and read this. It says, no doubt the higher-ups at Disney heard that phrase at some point, likely reading it from people tweeting it at them in their Twitter feeds. It was a warning from would-be viewers and fans, but it was likely scoffed at. Disney was too big to truly feel the pain of any political activism. It's Disney, after all. Now the course is of just a year, Disney stock has plummeted nearly 50% as their politically infused productions continue to turn away audiences and gamer-angry fans' reactions. Which, it's just, you know, I'm not going to say Disney hasn't always been political to a certain extent. You know, I remember even back in the day when I was a kid, I kind of felt like they were kind of trying to push something, but it wasn't as noteworthy as it is now. Now, I mean, whether you go to, you know, the theme parks or you go to, you know, just watch a kids program, I mean, it's crazy. Look at what they did to Muppet Babies with, you know, transvestite Gonzo. I mean, they've really, really decided to hit that, you know, full swing. And they don't really care what people think, even if it costs some money. It says Disney might be surprised, but fans aren't. Their mishandling of popular brands like Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar has caused fans to shrug them off. Entire YouTube channels have created popular videos dissecting the failures of each, and while each of them may reach various conclusions as to how it got there, the ultimate consensus is that the story writing has suffered greatly, and that's true. That is the key to it. they have not made good stories around it. You could have, like, you take Lightyear, for instance. You could have had an interesting Lightyear movie. You could have had that all centered around a lesbian kiss, but the lesbian kiss just feels like it's just added in there. It adds nothing, no quality to the story. Reva adds no quality to the Obi-Wan story. So if you add quality to the story around things, people don't care. But if they feel like it's just there to be there, they're not going, like, it doesn't have the same effect. It just doesn't. It says it has, but those paying attention will know that the reason the stories have suffered is that leftist politics has infected everyone from Disney's brass to their writing staff. As Red State previously reported, the new Lightyear film has bombed in no small part thanks to the addition of a lesbian kiss. It was only made worse when the film's lead voice actor, Chris Evans, called those who were critical of it idiots. Now, this is the way I kind of feel towards that. I don't really think it was the lesbian kiss that really caused Lightyear to fail. I don't believe it was that. I think Chris Evans played a big role in it. You know, anytime when you attack half your fan base, I feel like, you're asking for people not to show up to your film. I feel like, you take away that, and you take away, taking the voice actor away from, Buzz Lightyear, the one that we're all expecting it to be. And you're going to have, people just not showing up to theaters. It really, I'll be honest with you, Lightyear felt so different from anything Toy Story related. Maybe that factored into it as well, but I am less to believe that it was the lesbian kiss, because the lesbian kiss, when I was sitting there watching it, I was like, that's really nothing. You kind of expect that with Disney right now. But that's not what turned me away. It was the poor storytelling, and it was the reason behind the lesbian kiss that it just added nothing to it. But it was just a middle of the road Pixar film. It truly, truly was. But it goes on to say, according to Bounding Into Comics, the new Ms. Marvel show on Disney Plus has been released with the lowest viewership numbers the streaming service has seen yet. A total of 775,000 households tuned in to watch the new Marvel outing in its first 5 days, but that's dangerously low compared to other shows such as Moon Knight, 1.8 million, Hawkeye, 1.5 million, Loki, 2.5 million, and WandaVision, 1.6 million. Now, when you sit there and you look at these numbers, and you look at, let's say, Hawkeye, Loki, WandaVision, you expect them to have high numbers. It's kind of shocking Moon Knight made it up to that level. I actually enjoyed Moon Knight. I know a lot of people didn't. I felt like it all the way around, it was a pretty fun show. It had some heart-wrenching moments, and it was unique, and it felt different. But it doesn't shock me. I mean, you've got, besides Moon Knight, all of these other things like Hawkeye, Loki, WandaVision, those are known characters. Those are characters that fans actually care about. You take Miss Marvel, no one cares about Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel comics fail over and over and over again, yet they keep trying to push this character, and no one likes this character all the way around. Whether you're comic book readers, whether you're TV series readers, like our viewers, you are not going to like this show. It feels stupid. It doesn't feel like Marvel in a lot of different ways. It feels kind of preachy to a certain extent. Feels like it's not overly preachy, but it feels like it's trying to push a definite narrative. At least that's the view that I've got out of it. This isn't to mention the flops that were the live-action Mulan and Eternals movies, and we all know why those fail. Mulan. Look, they want to talk about, the Uyghur Muslims, and what is going on with China when it comes to that. But I'll tell you this, it has nothing to do with the reason why people didn't watch Mulan. Mulan was a terrible series. I mean, a terrible movie. It was a terrible movie. It had nothing to do with the original movie. It was the polar opposite. It was how you do not write a female character. You know, you don't write a female character as the best ever. We learned that with Rey, from Star Wars. Like, you do not write a character that is just, I don't know, just all of a sudden the best at everything that they do. No one likes characters like that. It doesn't matter if they're female or male. But you see it more often with female characters that they continually go down this road of, well, we can't have her look like she's struggling with something. That is what hurts these particular characters, is because they don't go through character progression. And it's just bad storytelling. That is what is making this. That is what is hurting Walt Disney right now. You can talk about all the social justice issues, and you can talk about get woke, go broke. You can talk about all of that stuff. But even if you had something that was woke, fans would still watch it if it was still good storytelling. It's not good storytelling. Disney is failing on all fronts. They're failing on their kids shows, which just feels like just very strange, the way that they're wanting to try to program our children. That's failing on when it comes to Pixar, with movies like Lightyear, which is just middle of the road Pixar and really doesn't add anything to the Toy Story films. And, take, Star Wars. I mean, the sequel trilogy was garbage. None of those sequel trilogy characters mean anything to Star Wars fans. Everybody always hopes that, those movies get, trashed. And then they try to go back and then they try to, retcon a lot of things that happened in the original trilogy. Now, we've got an Obi-Wan story that really has very little to do with Obi-Wan, where he has to share the spotlight with Reva, a character that no one cares about and has no point to her character at all. Like, she's like, oh, well, I was a Jedi Padawan and I know, Darth Vader's true identity. And therefore I'm going to, I don't know, go and try to kill Darth Vader, which that made no sense. And then I'm going to go after his kid that he doesn't even know existed at that time. Like, I mean, what is the meaning of any of that? You had a really cool lightsaber fight in Obi-Wan last episode in between him and Vader. That's what everybody wanted, but it had to share screen time with Reva chasing after Luke Skywalker, which made literally no sense. It was a waste of time. So, I mean, that's what we've got now. I mean, Marvel series are fledgling. Like, I mean, it's just failing on every front. So Disney, this is your fault. You get what you deserve, and you get it not because of your woke politics, which doesn't help, gives you bad publicity, but you're hurting yourself because you're not taking the time to actually come up with good stories around even your woke propaganda. That's the way I look at it. Anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Why do you think Walt Disney's failing? Why do you think they're failing? Do you think it's bad storytelling? Do you think it's the wokeness that goes around things? Exactly why. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, y'all take care.